Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for supporting our channel. Thank you for choosing this show. I don't take that support for granted. Please allow me to ask you very fast. If you are watching us for the first time, with humility, take a second and subscribe to our channel. Subscription is free. Once you subscribe, please click the notification bell that will allow YouTube to notify you whenever we release a video like this. Please like and share this video. Ladies and gentlemen, tension is still rising very high over the whereabouts of the Siaya Governor James Orengo. The silence is very loud, and the field has been left to bloggers. One wakes up and says whatever he wants, and you can't blame them. The speculation is going on because the relevant people who are supposed to speak to us are loudly quiet. If you begin with the family, at least Orengo is a public figure. He's a renowned lawyer. Orengo is the governor of Siaya. He has been a member of parliament. So anytime we don't see Orengo for quite some time, we need an explanation. Some of the residents of Siaya County have even petitioned that county because they can't see their governor. So speculations are going on. First, it starts that Orengo has been poisoned. And who do you blame? The party is quiet. The family is quiet. I think the Association of Lawyers should also ask, one of their own is not there. The Council of Governors should be talking to us. They are quiet. The only thing that we've seen being refuted is that Orengo has not resigned. So after the speculations that he was poisoned, then we hear that he's critically ill. Then just the other day, the Standard, not the Standard, but the Star, told us that Orengo was rushed to the USA for medical attention. And that, you dig critically, you realize that it could corroborate the allegations that he was poisoned. Because when someone tells us he was rushed to the USA for treatment, then what is the cause? Of course, I know that it's not a must that we understand what is happening. Maybe they want to keep that is a secret. But sometimes as a public figure, you need to tell the nation so they understand. So ladies and gentlemen, after several speculations, we are told by the Standard newspaper that they can establish that Orengo jetted into the country silently and secretly, and that he's currently in Nairobi. And the Standard is saying that the Standard is reporting that Orengo will be seen in public at the burial of the very renowned, gallant, fallen heroine, Phoebe Asio. And I want us to read this together. The Standard is reporting that Governor Orengo returns to the country from overseas trip. Overseas trip was the one that was reported by the Speaker of Siaya County, George Akode. Akode has been accused of usurping the powers of the executive. When Orengo was away, Oduol, who is the deputy governor, was expected to take over, but their bad blood has also pushed him to the periphery. So the person who is performing the executive duties and roles is none other than Akode. So the Standard continues to say, after several weeks of speculations over his whereabouts, Siaya Governor James Orengo has returned to the country. The Standard has established that the county chief flew back to the country on Tuesday and is in Nairobi. However, he is yet to make a public appearance or return to Siaya. The Speaker of the County Assembly, George Akode, confirmed to the Standard that the governor is back in the country. I can confidently confirm that the governor is back in the country and is in Nairobi, OOKO said. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of any information is supposed to remove spanners that are in the block. But this information does not clear the air. Instead, it throws the spanner in the works, because any information that is given should at least make people have clarity, not more questions. Now tell me, ladies and gentlemen, we are on Thursday today, and the Standard is reporting that Governor Orengo jetted into the country on Tuesday. So the whole of that Tuesday, everything has been quiet. In fact, it was on that Friday that the Star reported that he was in the US. The whole of Wednesday, yesterday, nothing has happened. No one is talking. Not the ODM, not the family, not friends. Even the Speaker of the National of the County Assembly himself, was mum about his whereabouts, only confirming that he has not resigned. Today is Thursday, no one is talking, so we are told Orengo will make his first public appearance after a long time in that burial of Fibiasio. Tell me, does this clear the air? Does it rest the speculation, or it opens up the Pandora's box? Why would a governor who is so vocal, active, get into the country and then he's quiet amidst the speculations that he has been poisoned, that he has resigned? Why? And that's what I'm telling you, that the explanation by the Standard, and by extension, allegedly by the Siaya County Assembly Speaker, does not help us at all. The only thing that can help us is that we want to see James Orengo himself. Let him speak to us. After reading this, there's a picture that was painted. I was trying to imagine that Orengo could be very weak and feeble. I'm imagining that maybe he cannot walk. Otherwise, why should everything be so quiet? And I can't even verify that Orengo is in the country. Where is James Orengo? At this rate, the Star says in the US, the Standard says he's back. What if tomorrow another media station comes and says Orengo was flown back very urgently to Canada? What if someone tells us that he's in some ICU support machine? What if someone comes and with a very stone-hard face and tells us Orengo is dead? I mean, we'll be very happy to see Orengo back at home. And the people who are hiding this must tell us, because Orengo has been a critic of the government, and people trace back his perhaps last public appearance in State House and the subsequent, appearance in the church or something. And they're trying to allege that after meeting William Ruto, hell broke loose. We know that Oburu told him to quit and walk out of the party. Some people, if you listen to some ODM members who are very close to Raila, were saying Orengo is working for Rigathi Gachagua. Then some allege that Charles Owino wants to contest for that seat, and therefore he might know where Orengo is. I mean, someone should save us all these speculations by just availing Orengo for us. Let us wait for tomorrow. We are told the burial of Fibiasio, I think, will be tomorrow. Let us wait and see whether Orengo will be there. There is another function that is very crucial, very important. The devolution conference in Homa Bay. I think we should also ask, if we don't see Orengo there now that we've been told that he's in the country, then someone owes us an apology, because there is no way governors are going to converge in one of the Nyanza counties. Orengo is a governor from Nyanza, and he's not there with all these speculations. I think the councils of governors should demand or Kenyans must demand that the Council of Governors tell us where Orengo is. I don't know what to think, but this explanation by Okode or the Standard does not suffice to me, if you ask me. I don't know what to think, but that is my take.